are going to get why they triggered the tornado watch early that we've been watching to the south, but we're going to keep a very close eye on it, and we'll give you an update here right now. It is ridiculously humid outside. Those winds out of the southwest, the dew point has reached 70 earlier, 85 degrees, the warmest and humidest day of the year. So we still do have a 10% chance for tornadoes if you're in the orange area, 5% if you're in the yellow, which is Jackson. So we're still thinking this area is the greatest threat for some tornadoes tonight, as well as large hail. But most of us are going to be impacted by some thunderstorms after the sun goes down. But we still have our flood and tornado watch. Tornado watch all of West Tennessee. That's out till 10 p.m. But again, the further west you are, I think the more likely you are to encounter some worse storms later tonight. That's where the level 4 now is very close to the Mississippi River. Does include some areas into Lake County. Dyers County, you're under that level 3. Jackson, we're under a level 2. And again, the main tornado threat, I think, is going to be into the red and then the yellow area. That doesn't mean we won't get one. Conditions are less favorable for us here in Jackson and areas down to the south, including Selma and Savannah. That doesn't mean you won't get a weaker tornado, but we're thinking if there's larger long track tornadoes, they're going to stay off to the west. But I'm going to show you that one storm we're watching here in just a minute. We do have that hail threat and a wind threat, which is going to really ramp up later tonight. Also, the flood threat is less today than the last couple days for most of us, but it is still pretty intense for areas northwest of Madison County. Look at the moisture. They're having a tornado outbreak into East Texas right now. They've got extreme humidity running all the way up here into West Tennessee. Look at the dew points into the upper 70s. So here's the area where the storm energy is the highest, where those dew points are into the 70s. Everyone with temperatures pretty much into the mid 80s right now as well. And those winds whipping up out of the south. So we do have a tornado warning for this storm that did track north of us. It was not warned here in West Tennessee, but it is now. You see how that supercell is turned to the right. So radar indicated tornado. This is the storm we've been watching a while. It's a little supercell, but the little ones still can produce EF0, EF1 tornadoes, but it's kind of starting to split. I like what I'm seeing with this. Again, the environment is less favorable right now in this area than it's going to be later tonight. So the storms may struggle to organize even though they're trying to rotate. Doesn't mean it won't produce a tornado. It's just not as likely as I think of what's coming in later. So the little storm beginning to kind of shrivel itself out. It's lost some of its rotation, but we still do have a severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible with that. You notice the reds were a lot brighter about 15 minutes ago as it is now tracking to the northeast. If it keeps the same direction, it could end up coming into Selma, but again, right now it is weakening and it may completely fall apart before it moves into West Tennessee. But close to around 5 o'clock, it's only moving around 30 miles an hour. It is a slow moving storm, but it could move into West Tennessee sometime, I'm guessing probably around 4 o'clock. Could move into southern Hardeman County, then track up to the northeast. But kind of give you an idea, again, no tornado warning with this, no tornado on the ground, but it is a rotating storm, but it is weakening, I think. Hopefully it continues to do that. Now off to the west, this is where we're starting to see some stronger storms developing. We got one severe thunderstorm, but look at down into East Texas. They've got 5 tornado warnings, 2 confirmed tornadoes, and all this storm energy is going to ride into Arkansas over the next few hours. Potentially 7, 8 o'clock is when things I think could start to get a little worse for us east of the Mississippi River. Again, some of the counties I'm more concerned about are the ones that border the Mississippi River, like Dyer County and maybe Lake County, but we could see one of those supercells even impacting Union City, Martin, Trenton, Alamo. So we'll see about that. I think by the time the line gets here into Jackson, it's going to be mostly a wind concern. But look at that. That looks like a supercell around 8 o'clock on the Mississippi River. Could impact again if it continues to rotate out in front of the line by 9, 10 o'clock. Dyersburg, Union City. We're going to have to watch that if this forecast pans out the way it is showing that it's suggesting. Now here in Jackson, again, it's going to be, this looks like a wind event coming through around 11, 12 o'clock. So we're going to get some winds that are going to come through, and then look by 1, it looks like all the severe weather will have wrapped on up. Now, as we get going into Saturday, there's going to be some potential storms in the morning that we're going to need to watch. And then into the afternoon, watch this line that's going to start around noon. So this is going to be a wind event. These could be, there still can't rule out a couple of supercells early Saturday afternoon. And then there could be some spin-up tornadoes along this line. But this line Saturday is going to be a potent wind line. This is going to be the final push of thunderstorms. That's as that line comes through, and then still continuing 4 or 5 o'clock. Now, once the sun goes down Saturday, I think our severe threat's over. We will keep some rain on the backside, which will continue into Sunday morning. And then about the time the sun comes up Sunday, I think most of the rain is going to be gone, and then we're looking at a drier and colder pattern. But we're going to continue to watch those storms down to the south. Again, I like what I'm seeing on them. The environment's less favorable for tornadoes, but the stuff coming in later tonight could be a little bit more intense. Now, if that storm to the south does anything more, we'll take one more look at it, and it rotates more or spins up a tornado here in West Tennessee. Obviously, we're going to cover it in its entirety. If not, you probably won't see me until 5 o'clock at the top of the hour for the newscast. Here's another look at that storm. You can see it if you're looking to the south of Jackson. It's a high base storm right now, and it looks like it's got a lot of rain in it as well. So we'll take one more peek at it on the radar here. So we'll see if it's looking any better or worse than it did a few scans ago. It's still got a severe thunderstorm warning on it as it moves up to the northeast. But again, see how it kind of split and sheared up at the top side of the storm. That's what we call the storm anvil. And it doesn't look too intense to me right now. There's still a little bit of rotation with it. Looks like about 5 miles south of southwestern Hardeman County, and it is moving to the northeast near Middleton. And then if it continues that same direction, eventually it could come to Selmer. But again, not tornado warned right now. Doesn't have a tornado on it, but it is the little storm that we are currently watching. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully you don't see me till 5. If you see me before, it means the storm has strengthened or has a tornado warning tag on it. But we've got a full report coming up. Actually, I do want to go back to the cam one more time before we go. I'm seeing a little interesting little feature there, which could be a high wall cloud with this. So we'll pop this up here. It's kind of neat. It's right in here. So you can kind of see that right in the middle of the screen. That's where I think that's the part that's trying to rotate. What you see to the right of it, I'm not sure I can draw on this graphic, but no. So, but right, I'll come out to the wall. We'll do it this way. More tools. So this is the rotating section of the storm. It's pretty high. We like that. We don't want it to lower. There's a better chance at tornadoes if it's lower. This is the rain and any hail core if it's in it. So this is, we're looking at that supercell as it approaches us. But that's the area that we would watch. If it did lower, that's what would produce a tornado. It's way up right now. We like that. That's the wall cloud, the mesocyclone rotating area of the supercell. This is the rain out in front of it, and there could be some small hail in there, but we're probably a little too far away to see that. But watching this one storm, we'll keep a close eye on it. If you want to watch it, you can as well. We're going to leave, I guess we'll leave our feed up here. We'll just cut my mic, so we'll leave our live feed up, and we'll just keep it on this cell here for a little bit. We'll watch it as it comes on through. I got to build some graphics, get ready for the newscast, and we've got some teases that we've got to record. But we'll leave this up here for a couple more minutes, and I'll keep an eye on it. Again, we'll turn off the live feed here in a few minutes, and then we should be back at 5 o'clock unless this does something else. All right?